It's one of the number one questions that I get on a weekly basis. Joe, any new ideas for finding new clients? Do you have any new prospecting strategies? Do you have any new creative ways to find clients who might desperately need my marketing services? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through one of really dozens of ways that you could be prospecting, but I'm going to walk you through one simple, effective strategy that can help you identify clients who probably need one or more of the marketing services that you offer. No matter what niche you're in, you can find people who need what you have. There's an abundant amount of clients out there. Let's get started. I'm going to actually take you over my shoulder and walk you through how I would do this on my laptop in real time. Let's do it. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to a website called Chartable.com, which is a really cool website that basically charts the top podcasts that are out there in all different categories. So it's kind of like a Google for podcasts. But you can go to charts over here on the right side, very simple, and see it says top podcast charts and rankings. And what you're looking for is a top ranked podcast that likely is being monetized in one way or another, and then you're going to look for the gaps and the areas of marketing that you could help them get better at. So if there's a certain problem that you saw, maybe it's SEO, maybe it's YouTube channel optimization or advertising on YouTube, maybe it's Facebook advertising, no matter, or Instagram, or maybe even Pinterest, whatever your agency offers in terms of marketing services, you can easily look at a top any website and be able to identify where you might be able to help them. And then you can actually provide them help in advance to get their attention. But let's talk about how you find them first in this video. So I'm going to click on Apple Podcasts. And then I'm going to click on the United States because I happen to be in the United States. You can see on the left side, it says all podcasts. On the right side, it says all episodes. Look at all the categories. There's a lot, right? From science to business to sports. So no matter what niches you are passionate about and you want to go after, and I would encourage you to focus on niches or businesses either you've helped before and have had a success, or in businesses and niches or areas that you are the most passionate and enjoy working in. So let's say it's pets, right? So here's kids and family, and there's pets and animals. I'm going to click on pets and animals, and it's going to give me the top I think 50 or top, it looks like top 100. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Top several hundred podcasts in this category. So there's a lot of prospects if I just want to target, pets and animals. So let's just pick one. So here's some really cool ones. Earth Rangers, cool facts about animals. Let's take drinking from the toilet, real dogs, real training. It's a 5th ranked podcast right now. I can scroll down and see that there's a lot of reviews. There's 696 ratings. This person has been at this a long time to have that many ratings and a 4.9. No wonder Hannah, it looks like Hannah Brannigan is ranked 5th. So then what I would do is I would look for her link on her website. So now I know she's a top ranked podcast, likely doing a lot of the right things. And so you already got somebody who's established as a business and running. So I'm going to click on her link and see what I can learn about Hannah real quick. So even just looking at this, I can see possibly she could have her opt-in above the fold here, but I'm not going to think too much about this. I can see she has a podcast, articles, a book. And I'm actually going to share this information. I'm going to give you guys insights in this for how I would look at this. And no matter what kind of services you have, you probably can find a hole here. So for example, if I want to sell her, or if my services are related to marketing funnels or sales funnels, I might look and say, let me go through her sales funnel. I see here she has an opt-in, a free training plan template and video on training your pet or training your dog. And I might go through her funnel to see what areas I can help her in. I might click on her book up here at the top and say, does she have a book funnel? And it looks like she does not have a book funnel. She just has a book purchase page, which is fine. So maybe she needs a book funnel. And I might do a mock-up of a book funnel or a mock-up funnel map to send to her and say, here's some ideas I have for marketing your book and getting you more people subscribed to your podcast, getting you even more people subscribed to your site through a book funnel. And here I've mapped it out And I thought this might be helpful. If you'd like some help with this, let's talk. That might be a way I prospect Hannah if I'm selling funnels. Let's say I'm looking at this and saying, well, how's her SEO? I might run an SEO audit on her site and also on her social channels. Let's look at her social channels for a moment. So let's just look at YouTube. Dog training is a very visual thing. So she has, 3 subscribers, and look, she has a mentorship program. CS has a comprehensive mentorship program, but she doesn't have the link to her mentorship program in her header of her YouTube channel. So she doesn't even have a link to it, which every YouTube channel can have a link in the actual graphic that people can go to whatever it is you're offering, a free offer, a lead magnet, and so on. She has no branding on her header up here. She just has a bunch of dogs, and she probably should keep it consistent with what her blog is or what her website is. Train Smarter, at the very least should be up there. It's just her name. I could tell she kind of neglects her YouTube channel. She doesn't have any branded playlists or targeted playlists. She doesn't have any thumbnails that are conducive to people wanting to click on them because she's not following any type of YouTube optimization strategy. So if I was selling her YouTube, this should be a prime candidate for me to help her grow her YouTube channel. And she probably does not know how to do it. And it's a perfect business, pet training, to grow her YouTube channel. So she's likely not advertising on YouTube, and she's definitely not leveraging YouTube. In fact, her last post on YouTube is 4 months ago, and then just a few posts. But this is I think, every pet training company in America could benefit from leveraging YouTube, don't you think? So that's just one area. I could give her all kinds of suggestions on YouTube. Let's go down and see what her Facebook looks like. So on Facebook, it looks like she has 8,700 people who follow her, 7,400 people who like her. And yeah, she looks like she could use a lot of help. She's marketing her podcast here, Drinking from the Toilet Podcast, which is a great name for a podcast, by the way. Getting very little comments, and she's not really marketing. This one, she's got 151 likes, very few comments and shares on these. And it looks like somebody's just kind of posting this podcast art for the sake of doing it. If I was consulting her, I'd say, listen, for your podcast artwork, Drinking from the Toilet is the brand of your podcast, but what people are going to click on is the hook of your title. Training herding skills with Claire Apple, that's going to be the hook. Giving learning and memory in dog training, that's going to be the hook for a graphic if you want more people to like it and share it. So yeah, she's not really doing hardly any good content on here. And I've seen dog trainers really crush it on Facebook. We have a local one here, even where I'm at in Northern Virginia. And this is her page. She also could do more branding up here in the header to signify. So she's really not doing a really great job on leveraging this. I could go to Facebook ads library. I could create her a mock-up ad right here in Creative Hub. If you're not using Creative Hub to do mock-up ads, it's a great way to create mock-up ads in Facebook or Instagram and then show it to potential prospects in advance. So yeah. So, what I'm really saying is, yes, do a little bit of preliminary like show and tell and say, listen, here's some ideas I would have for some Facebook posts and content that we could post and advertise on your behalf. So if I do, let me grab her thing real quick here. Let's get her in here. All ads. Here's Hannah. Okay, so she's got a couple ads running right now, but that's it. She doesn't have much. And again, she's advertising here. I would redo this graphic for her in a Creative Hub, and I would make it based on loose leash walking. Part 1 would be the main text hook of the image, because that's what people want to know about. They don't, Drinking from the Toilet is a cute name for a podcast, but it doesn't hook people in understanding what this particular episode is about. So if you're trying to market an episode, I would give her some tips on that and say, listen, let's spend your Facebook ad money wisely, and I'm going to get you a lot more And I'd also probably put a link in this ad besides the listen now. And I could see she's also trying to get people to subscribe to her podcast here. So she's probably doing this on her own. She doesn't have an agency doing this and could use some help and guidance. So either on a consulting level, she'd probably hire you, or she would have you just do it and manage it for her, depending on what your fees are. Let's go back. Instagram. Let's say I was selling her Instagram services. Would I be able to look at her Instagram and give her some tips? Absolutely. So right here, same thing. Not very good hooks for the episodes. And she's getting a lot of plays. Well, that's not a lot. 997 is not a lot. She's getting a decent amount of likes on some of these, but she could probably use, where does this go to? Her link. Let's look at her link. Oh, results. No results found. So maybe even just DMing her and saying, hey, Hannah, when I click on your link in your Instagram bio, I go to a no results found link. And this is really an opportunity where you could drive podcast subscribers, or drive people to your email list, drive people to your book, drive people to your free guide you offer on your website, just giving you a heads up that you might want to know that your link is down. That would be a way of adding value without pitching anything. Okay, when she thanks you or has some follow-up and say, I have some other ideas that could really help you, if you'd be open-minded to getting on a quick 15-minute call. I'd love to kind of show you some ideas I have that could just help you. And if we could help you execute on some of it, great. If not, I'll be happy just to help. That's how you reach out to people, with adding some value first, as you can get from this. So Instagram, she could use a lot of help, as you can see here. And then let's look at Pinterest. Most people don't realize Pinterest is one of the top sites for driving traffic to websites. And Instagram or Pinterest ads are potent and are powerful. You can have your entire agency grow to 7 figures just offering Pinterest marketing and Pinterest advertising services. And that's it. You could just be a Pinterest marketing agency and grow your business to 7 figures, because most people don't know how to leverage Pinterest for traffic. Look it up, Google it, and look at how prominent Pinterest is in search, particularly for e-commerce, by the way. Now, in her case, she looks like she's just trying to drive people to her podcast. And her images, are pretty good in the background. Her podcast is all about the podcast name and not about the hook of what the show's about. And that's the biggest thing I could probably help her with right now, is understanding that these all look the same. It's kind of where the name and constructional aggression treatment is kind of hidden on this podcast art. So that would be an idea of how you would find a potential client. And this is enough information where I could reach out to Hannah in a variety of different ways, no matter what type of services I have, whether it was YouTube ads or YouTube optimization, whether it was book funnel or a marketing funnel to help her drive more sales to the book, and maybe more people that could train with her. I don't know if she's got an online program. She probably, there you go, enroll in an online program. Look at this. She probably needs a funnel for this. She probably needs all kinds of marketing to help her grow this mentorship program. And, she's on the right track. But when you go through this, I could probably see she's got a sales page here, enrollment's closed. She's done an open to close. And you could go through this and give her suggestions on how you could drive more traffic and more business to her training program online. Lots of different ways you could approach this. But you start with, look where I started, on Chartable, finding top podcasts. These are usually going to be people that have businesses that know what they're doing, right? They have something that they want. You're not going to be a top 10 podcast if you don't know what you're doing or have some marketing around that. But it's surprising how many people don't have great marketing. And when they're getting that much traffic from their podcasts, they need to have great marketing. And so they have to be approached with, because you're a top ranked podcast, Hannah, you're top 5, there is a significant amount of revenue I believe you might be leaving on the table. And I have some ideas to help you bridge that gap. Would you be interested in learning how I do that? That's how you reach out. Hopefully this was helpful. Just one more way you can identify and find a prospective client for your services. Let me know in the comments. Give me some feedback if you liked what you learned here. And also any questions that you have or what you'd like to see maybe in the next video.